The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Welcome back to Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, your station for fresh, new, smart day. Ooh, we're a little loud in here. I'm going to figure that out in a second. I am excited. Why? Well, first of all, I got two special guests joining me today, and I can't figure out which one is more special. Joining us in studio today, we're going to have Mr. Joseph Lewis Sr. He is a local prosthetics manufacturer and I think he's an orthopedic technician. I'm excited to learn about what it is he does, right? And how long he has been doing it in the country. A part of my work as a human rights advocate has had a focus on disability rights as human rights. And so to know that we have expertise in the country that builds prosthetics, along with a number of other services he offers, he's going to tell us all about them. It's exciting to, the work is we're almost halfway there. We are identifying the elements we need for an environment where differently abled people, disabled people, people with mobility challenges and other physical challenges, a landscape, an environment in which they can participate in society. When we say like normal people, because they are normal people. They just have a small obstacle, right? That we as a society actually have an obligation to reduce, if not remove, right? Reduce as much as possible these obstacles. Here's the thing. Anybody could become disabled at any moment. It could be through your own recklessness or carelessness. It could be through no fault of your own, purely accidental on your part. Easy for one's life to change dramatically, right? See, this is why, as a traffic advocate, I prioritize conversations about people who park their cars on sidewalks, because sidewalks are for people who are walking. And if we create barriers and obstacles for pedestrians on sidewalks, then we increase the risk of them injuring themselves. And people who injure themselves while walking tend to injure their feet that they need for continued mobility, right? It is so easy to have an experience that renders you disabled, to the point where this should be everybody's conversation. I'm also excited about having this conversation as we walk into Independence, the 53rd Independence celebration, because we have to ask ourselves constantly, are we maintaining this sovereignty? Are we maintaining this freedom that was achieved for us on our behalf? And are we ensuring that everybody can enjoy it equally and equitably? There's no sense in a country being free, but there are citizens who contribute but cannot enjoy their lack of mobility or mobility issues. So like right now, Mr. Lewis is a national hero, right? He serves the vulnerable. Because in a country where we solve problems with money instead of solutions, even if you make the money, if you can't get to it, it ain't yours. You got to be able to move in this town. Everything is popping, everything is moving. And we have not been focused on that. We don't have prioritized mobility buses. We are not mandating, right, that if you have a franchise, you have to have at least one that accesses wheelchairs or have lifts and ramps for people with mobility issues. We are not respecting the ramps that were built into the sidewalks for people with mobility issues. We think that's the ramp for me to safely pull my car. In fact, I know that. People think that little ramp at the sidewalk where it meets the road, they all think that's the ramp for you to pull your car safely on the sidewalk. No, that's for mobility vehicles like wheelchairs, motorized wheelchairs. And people with walking, you say walking wheelchairs, right? That's what that's for. It's not for your cars. Not taking it seriously. And before I bring Mr. Lewis into the conversation, I want to remind us, I thought I pulled the article out so I could read the headline for you, but we are still waiting for a response to the status of the removal of $25,000 from the Commission for Persons with Disabilities budget to host a second memorial for Obie Wilchcombe. Here's why that's important. The way that budgets work is that you have to show use of the budget. So when the next budget rolls around, you have to say, no, not only did we use everything that we had, we may need more. If you can't show use of the money, or you can't show that you need the money, then you don't get it. That's why the status of that fiscal moment is important to the public, because we must ensure that the Disabilities Commission is receiving the funding that it needs to operate properly. Now, Mr. Lewis, I got a caller on the line. We're going to take this caller quickly. We're talking to Mr. Joseph Lewis Sr., prosthetics manufacturer. Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller. Okay, you ain't there. Sorry about that. Forgive me for and thank you for your patience. You waited a long time. Good morning, Mr. Lewis.
Morning, Erin.
How?
I'm great.
I know you're just coming back from a big event. I'd love for us to talk about that, but thank you for joining me in studio today as we walk into Independence Week. Now, I'd like you to introduce yourself and tell people who you are and your professional qualifications, the services that you offer.
Morning, Bahamas. Joseph Lewis, the owner of Lewis Orthopedics. I am American board certified in orthotics and prosthetic with BOC, Board of Certification, and also the American Academy. So there are two board agencies that I am qualified with both. Mm-hmm. There was a time when the VA had their own certification, and so I'm also VA certified, which simply means that I can see veterans anywhere on the planet. Okay. So I've been practicing at Lewis Orthopedics for almost 45 years now. Mm-hmm. And like Erin said, I just came back from a conference last week. And for the past 45 years, I've been going to 2 or 3 conferences basically every, because that's the only way you can stay on the cutting edge.
Absolutely. Does this field require continual certification?
No, but what they require is that every year you should go somewhere. Okay, so I've been going every year. A lot of times you go and there's no new things, depending on which one of the conference you're at. You know, so sometimes it's just socializing with colleagues and stuff like that. But the one that I just came back, oh God, there's a lot of new technology, a lot of stuff that's not even being used this part of the world. It just went up to FDA for approval. Okay. But one of the good things is that because I'm not an American, I am able to purchase the new technology directly from, most of it is coming in from China.
All right, directly from the manufacturers.
Yeah, directly from the manufacturer. But right. Americans are not able until it is approved by their, the FDA. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So do you construct prosthetics yourself?
Yes, I do. Everyone's different, okay? Different professions. So what happened is before I can design a leg for you, we need to have a conversation.
Right.
What type of work you do?
Okay.
What are you gonna be coming in contact with?
I fight raccoons.
Okay.
For fruit.
So because you fighting raccoons, you in the wild.
Yeah.
So we have to look at your foot. Okay? The type of foot that we're gonna put on your prosthesis.
Okay.
Okay? The terrain is uneven terrain. So your foot is going in all different direction.
Yes.
Okay? So it's going up and down, it's going in and out. So we need to put what is called a multi-action ankle joint.
Okay.
Okay? Then your socket.
Right.
Because the amount of stress you're going to put on your socket.
Because I size Andrus. I shouldn't be swinging
Exactly.
from the tree limbs, but I do it.
What you do.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to be able to design that so that when you're swinging and you bumping into different things, the socket's not going to break up on you.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to design it because of that. And the thing is, you're not a small person. You
Size Andrus.
Yeah, you big.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it have to be able to withstand all of that.
All right. Now, once I am working with you and we've designed it, we put it in, we're going to maintain a relationship. I'm going to need to see you.
What I say to all of my patients, you and I are going to see each other until one of us drop down dead.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay? Because we look at the prosthesis like an automobile.
All right.
Okay? Every now and then what happens? You've got to go in for service.
Yeah.
Okay? And what happens a lot of times is that you have people who travel, and that's fine. That's your money. You can spend your money wherever you want to spend. But one of the things I do is I educate patients. Below the amputee, your leg is going to shrink.
Okay.
And once that starts shrinking, you are going to need to go in and see somebody because you're going to need to have some things done.
Okay.
Okay? Now, above knee is different.
Okay.
Because with the above knee amputee, if you put on weight, your leg, that limb is going to put on weight. If you lose weight, your limb is going to shrink. Unlike the below knee person who I don't care, that leg is going to shrink.
Okay. I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you may have had a part of the limb amputated, but but the limb is still alive and you're going to need to pay attention to it.
Yes.
And listen to it and observe what is happening with it. All right.
Now, most of the patients that we see are diabetic patients. Okay? So with your diabetic patient, there's a lot of things you're looking out for with the limb. I say to all of them, keep an eye on your so-called good leg. When you bathe, please lotion. When you lotion, you massage in that foot so you get to feel and you get to see if there's anything going on wrong with that side.
Also, this side is now taking all the weight. So you have to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But once you get the prosthesis, God give us two legs for a reason, so that we can shift from side to side.
Yeah.
Okay? So the same amount of time you spend on the prosthetic side is the same amount of time you should spend on the so-called good side.
Absolutely. Boy, Mr. Lewis, if I had thought of that when I was in high school, I wouldn't have get in trouble for shifting sides. I would have told my God, give us two legs, miss, so we could shift and hold the weight. But alas, I got in trouble. But these are good things to know. So speaking about diabetics, there is a preventive care culture already, right? I'm diabetic and I know that I'm looking out for certain indicators. But do people get preemptive joint replacement? We observed that there is deterioration. You don't have to replace it yet, but you could replace it now if you want to.
No, you don't.
Joints.
Yeah. Well, there are total knee replacement, total head, shoulders, those type of things. But normally you don't do that. Okay, my shoulder's beginning to hurt, so I'm going to go ahead and do a total shoulder replacement. No, that don't happen.
Okay.
Okay? That really don't happen.
All right.
You try to prolong any of these things as long as you can.
Okay.
Okay? Now, those things are normally done by specialists who specialize in joint replacement.
Okay. All right, I understand.
Okay?
Yeah.
There was a man in the office yesterday who have two bad knees. He has been told that he need two total knee replacement.
Okay.
So he said to me now, I'm 87 years old, but I don't want it done. So I need you to come up with something so that I don't need to have these done right away.
Yeah.
So he and I had a conversation, and I said, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you in some good knee braces. Okay? Now, bear in mind that there are many, many, many different types of knee braces, like back braces and arm and all that stuff. So there are knee braces that's specifically designed for his condition.
Okay.
So like if you into sports and whatnot, you hear people always talking about the ACL and the PCL and stuff like that. There are knee braces that's specifically designed for that.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so this is what we do at Lewis Orthopedics. You come in, you tell us what's going on, or maybe your doctor will refer you to us. Once we know what your diagnosis is, then we get into, okay, here's how we're going to treat it. Sometimes the doctor calls and say, look, I need to pick your brain. Okay, I've got this case and here's what's going on. Give me your ideas. Okay?
Yeah.
And once we have the case, we know what needs to be done so we can fit the person properly. Now, you can go to a bunch of different places and just pick up a brace. But is that the brace that's designed for you? Do that person know how to fit that brace?
Yeah.
Because I can tell you, Erin, I have seen many braces, persons coming into the office with braces on upside down. Braces poorly fitted.
Yeah.
Okay? People go online now.
And just see something and order it.
Yes.
Yeah, which is, I am guilty of that, right? But then I have this particular thing, like I need to know exactly how it's supposed to work, right? Or I don't feel comfortable. Like somebody has to tell me exactly how it's supposed to work, because like in this instance, a perfect thing, you could have the right thing, but if you're not applying it, if you're not putting it on properly, it won't work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's a knee brace that we do quite a bit of called an offloader.
Okay.
Okay. But there is an Allen wrench that accompanies that brace. Okay.
Right.
And that Allen wrench is so that you can set it to that person.
Okay, right.
So if you don't know, you go online and you say, oh, my doctor tell me I need an offloader, so I'm going to purchase this offloader. So you purchase the offloader. Now, what happens? What do you do with that?
Yeah. So,
okay.
Yes, sir.
You're not coming into us.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, when you bring that to me and you ask me to apply that to you, according to the American Academy, I'm now responsible. Even though you did not purchase that from me, because I apply that to you, I'm now responsible.
So the standards of and protocols of the sector have some strict rules.
Oh yeah. Yes.
So let's talk about that, because in the retail space, we go abroad and buy it and bring it back and use it here without asking a professional.
Yes, we do.
But this is not that type of space.
No.
Okay.
We talking prosthetics and we talking orthotics, right? So in prosthetics, people go away and they get themselves a prosthesis done. Okay, and then they come back and then they run into problems. What are they going to do?
They come into the local specialist.
They're going to come to me.
Yeah.
Okay, and when they come to me, they say, now, I know I didn't buy this from you, but here's the issue that I have. What could you do? All right? And I'm going to tell you, you need to get on the plane and go back. Because once I touch that, I'm responsible.
Understood.
I give you an example. 2 weeks ago, I had this lady came by the office with a brace called an AFO, which is an ankle foot brace. And the strap was damaged, need to be replaced. It was a plastic brace.
Okay.
And she asked me, can I change the strap? Of course I can change the strap. But here's what happened now. In changing that strap, putting in a new rivet in there, and that brace were to break, what happens?
They can say you're responsible for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My grandma used to say, old brings new.
Yeah.
So here it is. You spend a couple $100 wherever to get this brace. Now I've got to replace this brace because you're looking at me, my brother. You break it, so you break it. You bought it. Okay, so that's why we say the best thing to do is go back to the person where you purchase that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
This is like a car, but not the car you take to the bush mechanic. It's like the newer
Exactly.
fancy cars.
And the thing is, here in the Bahamas, we got a lot of bush mechanics. Okay, there are persons who claim to be, and they're not.
Yeah.
Okay, and the thing is, Bahamians going there because he's a little bit cheaper than Lewis. Well, Lewis is the person who has the board certification. Okay, Lewis is the one who's going to look at it and make sure it fits properly.
Yes.
Lewis is the one who's you coming into the office, and we're going to teach you how to walk. We're not going to send you anywhere.
Yeah, that does not meet the standard.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. In terms of affordability of these services, right? Can someone get a payment plan? Like, because I'm thinking of young men sort of just entering the working field, something has happened, but they just can't start the conversation because the only thing they could think is, I ain't got enough money, I ain't got enough money, I ain't got enough money. For people who are sort of financially challenged, right? How does it work? Can I start a payment plan? Is this service a part of our local insurance? Is this a part of my medical insurance?
Okay, most persons who have insurance, yes, it is covered.
Okay.
Okay, everything is coded. Okay, there's a code book called a CPT code book that comes out of the United States. So if you go to California in the West or you go to Florida on the Eastern Seaboard, we all use the same code. So when someone comes into me, we sit down, we have that conversation. Then I put together your prosthesis, designing it for you. I use various codes. The code would tell me how much that prosthesis is going to cost.
Okay.
Okay? So that's why I'm saying you can go to California, you can go to Florida, we use the same code. So it's the same code book that I purchased out of the United States, so the price is going to be the same thing.
Okay.
Now, if you go to, say, someone in Florida, you get that quote, you go back with cash money, and I used to practice in Florida, okay? Then, we would say to you now, because you paying me cash money, we're not going to put this on the books. Now, that's against the law. We know that.
Yeah.
But that's what happens. Say, well, I can go to Miami, have it done cheap. But then the long run, what happens when you have an issue?
Right.
You have to get back on a plane.
Flight, transportation.
Exactly.
Specialized transportation because of your needs.
All of these things add up.
Yeah.
Okay? So I said to you in the beginning, that's your money. You spend your money the way you want to spend it. I do not try to change anyone's mind. People coming to me, I want you to feel comfortable coming into me, sitting down and having that conversation.
Yeah, because we have a relationship now.
Yes. We're going to be seeing each other. We're now becoming a family.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay?
Yes, sir. Let me go to the phone line quickly. Good morning, caller. We are talking with Mr. Joseph Lewis Sr., local prosthetics manufacturer. How are you?
A pleasant good morning, Miss Greene.
Good morning.
And a pleasant good morning, Dr. Lewis.
Morning, Sparky.
May your parents continue to rest in eternal peace. Brother of Dr. Nigel Lewis. And Miss Greene, they came from very humble beginnings, and their parents struggled hard to send them all to the best schools possible. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
I became a little disabled too, and like Erin, you said, it can happen to anyone at any time. It doesn't even have to be a car accident.
Yes.
Walked out one day, I tripped over the water hose and went down on my both knees at the same time and hit the patio. Hit my chin on the ground and hit my head up against the side of the wall. I figured the next morning I was going to be in bad shape, so I got in the tub and took an early bath. And I said, I'll wait till in the morning. In the morning, I had to call somebody to take me to the clinic. They rushed me to the hospital right away for all that stuff. From then, my knees, my ankles, my toes, been having numbness. Now I can move all the toes, I can move all the ankles, I can move the knees. But then I invested in something I refer to as a wheelie walker. It's like a two-handle wheel with a seat and a pouch with 4 wheels So I'm not walking with a walking stick, and I'm not in a wheelchair.
You have a
But I try
mobility
to
aid.
exercise sometimes by leaving the wheelie walker in the van and walking to the pharmacy on my own and stuff like that.
Don't do that, Sparky.
Then I went to Dr. Lewis also for a situation. Some things we need to tell children from early childhood, and he explained it to me. When we were young and our parents told us sit up straight in the chair, we slumping over with our back. When you get older and older and you get around 40 and 50 and 60, asking about a neck brace. He says, Sparky, stand up against that wall. I did what he said. He said, now push your back up against the wall. He said, look at you. You see how your back come up from your hip to the back? But the rest of your head leaning forward? You need more than a neck brace. We need to build something for you to get your spine back because now I'm 75. And you just can't straighten that up overnight.
But
That can take, not surgery, they say don't mess with no surgery. One slip with that spine, you in the dead for the rest of your life. So now he'll have to build something that would gradually straighten you back up. And at 75, you might never get straightened back up other than when you lay down in the coffin.
yes, sir.
So I want everybody to be out there and I think Dr. Lewis will say, yeah, teach your children, when you see them sitting at them tables like that, teach them and bound it in them, sit up straight, keep your back straight.
Thank you, Sparky. Yeah, man, thank you. We're going to have a great weekend. I just thinking, you 75, I 50, and I realized a little while ago, but I only old enough to say it now. Plenty of them things we thought was punishment when we were little.
Not punishment.
They were not punishments at all, right? It's just that our parents didn't have the words to articulate in a way that we would really receive it, what it was they were telling us, right? That, hey, don't study, you can strain your eyes. Little did we know that the eye, and we sang the song in school, the eye bone connected to the neck bone. So you straining your eyes and you're putting tension on your neck, which is putting tension on your shoulders, which impacts your posture and can even begin to impact your jawline, right? So, Dr. Lewis, when is too early? Like, is there a too early to start preparing young people for preventative care? Like, Sparky was alluding to some things, but the extent to which diabetes prevention and diabetes care could prevent the need for amputation. When is too young?
Well, there's no such thing as too young, okay? Because I would have seen over the years children who lost their limb as a result of diabetes.
How young, sir?
The oldest, I'm thinking probably about 8 years old, something like that.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I've seen babies for other things as young as 9 months.
Okay.
Okay, I had a baby with a prosthesis because the typical Bahamian child walk anywhere from 8 months to a year.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to get them as early as you possibly can.
Okay.
Okay, and granted, the way you're going to design that leg, you're going to have some growth. So you design the leg so that the only thing you're changing is just that pylon in the middle there for a couple of years.
Okay.
Okay, because the socket is not going to change as rapid as the length.
Yes.
Okay, so you have to think about that.
Okay.
Okay. But listening to Sparky, yes, what happens is that a lot of elderly people, as they age, they tend to want to bend. They're bending because pain.
Yes.
So as they bend, the pain is not as prominent as if you're standing straight. So they just give in to that pain, we say.
Yeah.
Okay. And there were a couple of ladies at church who I would say, you need a cane. Okay, to help you straighten up.
Yes.
And of course, some of us look at that and say, no,
I shall not
put
on that symbol of
exactly
oldness.
Okay,
Yeah.
and like I tell, look, all of us going to get there one day.
But I don't understand why they think of it that way, right? Me, when I broke my foot twice in the space of 3 years, right? I love my cane. I go into an event tonight, and it's just stand-up. It's an all-night stand-up event. I can take my cane with me just in case.
But you know, I tell you something that is interesting. My daughter followed in my footstep. Okay, she's also board certified.
Okay.
Okay, she's no longer living in the Commonwealth.
Okay.
But when Jody was in the 10th grade,
Yes, sir.
okay, her training started then with me. But Jody had a Bahamian behind. Okay.
Yes. I understand.
And I said to her, I'm going to put you into a brace that's designed to reduce that.
I wish I had. I mean, Bernard Greene was the best father. We passed a little lady. I didn't need one of them, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And everyone at St. John's knew day one that Jody was wearing this jacket. She walked around school and it was a plastic jacket. She wore it underneath her clothing.
Yeah.
But she walked around campus telling everyone, I'm wearing this jacket that my father made. Now, we see a tremendous amount of kids with scoliosis, which is a twisted spine.
Yes.
And they also have to wear the same type jacket.
Okay.
Okay? And some of them do not want to wear it.
Yeah.
And there's one story that I talk about all the time when I talk to my kids. I call them my kids, okay? Because I say to them, wherever you see me on the planet, your job, even if I don't see you, come on up and give me that hug. In that way, I know that you're wearing your brace, okay? But this girl came in, a beautiful girl, came in, and she had like a 25 degree curve. In her jacket, I got her to 0 in her jacket,
Excellent.
which was great, and I'm all excited about that.
Yes.
She goes home, and there was an argument between her and her mama. And she thought that she won because her mama said, if you don't want to wear it, you don't have to. So she didn't wear it. So she went from this 25 degree at around 11, 12 years old. I saw her at 22 with a 75, 80 degree curve.
Is it too late for the jacket at that point?
Well, she was now married with 2 children. Okay? She walked from the front office, from outside the front office, inside, out of breath.
Yeah.
Because all them vital organs now, they all talk.
Compromise.
So now she wants to know, what can I do? And I looked at her and I said, honey, I remembered you. What happened?
Yeah.
And then she explained to me that she did not wear her brace. So I said, well, you know, now that you're an adult, okay, I hope you have a good insurance. Find someone out there where the only thing that they do is adult scoliosis surgery.
Yeah.
And you probably need about $1 million, $1.5 million to have this done.
Prevention.
Now, if she had worn her jacket at age 11, 12, and like I said to them, I only asked in a couple of years of your life. Because you're not looking, you still in junior high school.
And this is the lesson that many of us older Bahamians are learning now, right?
Yes.
It felt like pasteurizing then. Pull your back up, pull your back up, pull your back up. Not realizing, I did exposed through reading that in other cultures, right? And in older cultures, so right, generations ago, like when we see movies from the 60s and the 50s where the girls were made to stand with the books on their head.
Yes.
Right?
We call it charm school.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember?
Charm school, yes, sir.
And this is what I had said to Sparky when he came in. I said, Sparky, I'm taking you to charm school. So I put him against the wall. And I pushed the shoulders back.
Yes.
Okay? I said, this is how you're supposed to be. Okay? And that's what our parents and our grandparents talk to us about.
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
So it's summertime, dear young people. Some of this pasteurizing, you just be tight. Don't say nothing back to your Grammy. Don't cut your eye on nothing. Just hold it and hear it. Because when you calm down and you take a second to listen to what they were saying, you will realize they's talking sense. Yes, sir. Okay, so the stat I wanted to read, we are in the people of the United Nations Decade of Healthy Aging. It started in 2021 and it extends to 20. What we learn is that In Latin America and the Caribbean, an estimated 14.4% of people aged 65 and older, that's around 8 million individuals, require a figure projected to rise to 16% by 2050. So we're already dealing with 8 million. It's going to increase, right? And long-term care includes support for people who, due to chronic illness, disability, or dependency, are unable to carry out basic and instrumental activities of daily living on their own, such as bathing, dressing, eating, using the bathroom or telephone, etc. And so I thought it would be great to have, as our government is preparing to introduce new legislation. Last week we talked about the elder abandonment bill, but this week we have the new Minister of Social Services, Barbara Cartwright. In the article, homelessness is on the rise, indicating to us that the government intends to bring the Care and Protection of Older Persons Bill of 2026, right? And so more and more elements in the environment are being identified, right, or created. So I think we may be able to reduce the number of people in that 8 million who require long-term care if they are able to get a prosthetic when needed to maintain some of their own mobility and the ability to move and do things for themselves.
I agree. We have an aging society. A lot of us don't want to acknowledge that, but you know, I always say I live in the real world. Okay, there are many, many, many things we can do, Erin, to make life easy for our seniors and extension our people. Okay, one of the things that my wife and I did was we took out the tub out of our bathroom and we put in a shower.
Okay.
Okay, because the shower, to step into the shower now is what? About 5-6 inches?
Yeah.
Okay, whereas when you're talking about the tub,
It'd be a foot and a half.
exactly. Okay, so these are some of the simple things that could be done. All right, ramps going into public buildings. They say that all public buildings now are supposed to have ramps and railings in the bathrooms and all them kind of things, and we still going into these places and you don't see them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and that's the disabled and also the elderly person.
Yes.
Okay, you talk about the sidewalks. Okay, and some of the sidewalks are really not designed to wheelchair because there's like a maybe a 2-inch
Gap in
gap
some of them.
in order for the person to get up.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's supposed to be smooth, so you just roll right onto it.
Everyone's supposed to have a ramp. The ramp is supposed to be easily accessible. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know, you look at these things, and you know, my God, you know, when are we going to get it right? Okay, and like we try to find a shortcut, and there's no such thing as a shortcut. Let's do it right, and let's do it right the first time.
Yes.
So, you know, yeah, I totally agree with you. With, you know, I guess we need to put pressure on governments,
Yeah.
to get it right.
Continuous.
And
government.
let's hire people who know what they're doing. Stop hiring people because they're your friends. Okay, they are family members. Let's hire them because you know what?
They know what to do.
And we're gonna get it right the first time.
Yes, sir.
So we don't have to spend the same money doing it a second and a third time.
For young people or older people, so young people considering a career, older people considering a career transition or just starting anew, what are the steps to the profession, to professional certifications and degrees? What do I need to achieve? What disciplines do I need to provide this service?
Well, you see, there are, I don't know, there's a couple of schools around the United States now. They're not as much as they used to be, that you can go and do prosthetics and orthotics. Let me take you through what I did with my daughter. He is most recent. She first went to Oklahoma State, where she did an associate degree in O&P, orthotics and prosthetic. Then she went on to Avila University, where she have her bachelor's degree in kinesiology.
Okay.
Okay, and persons who, when they heard that, so why she need that? This is my daughter, and I'm putting her on a path where she is going to be the best of the best. Okay, because like I said to her, you can't be good in this profession.
Yeah.
You have to be great.
Yeah.
All right. Then she got accepted into Loma Linda University for her specialty. Okay. And when Jody was accepted, Jody was the first person to be accepted into the program. I got all the application. Jody came in knowing more than everybody else. So they said that this is somebody who we want.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. We are at the end of the hour. I want to say thank you for joining me this morning. Like, I enjoyed this conversation approaching independence, right? Because what does it mean for us to be an independent nation if we are not all free to enjoy the best of these islands, right? I want you to forgive me, Dr. Lewis, the way... Dr. Joseph Lewis, the way that I was introduced to you, I was getting ready to call you Uncle Joseph, right? The way that your son represented what your work means to him, what your presence in the country means to him as a Bahamian. It really prompted me to have this conversation. And I think it's important for Bahamians who are disabled and who do have mobility issues to know that we are listening. We know that you're here, and people are working to ensure that you could enjoy this Commonwealth along with the rest of us. Dr. Lewis, I want to have you on again, please, sir.
My number, whenever you're ready, give me a call. I'll be more than happy.
Absolutely. I'm going to reach out and we're going to bring some more guests into the conversation. I really enjoyed this morning, especially because the person who I'm going to talk to next is Mr. Sawyer Boy. And he promised me a mutton from Long Island, and I'm going to ride that mutton. I just hope I have no accidents. If I do, I may need to come see you. But, sir, it has been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Erin. Thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely. Producer, where you taking me? Wherever you're taking me, I enjoying it. This has been On the Clock with Erin Greene. You guys stay tuned, because Guardian Radio AM with C.A. Nuri is up next.
So, we hadn't touched.
Put more money back in your pocket with the Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan. Why pay more when you can pay less? Reduce your monthly debt payments down to one low, easy payment. Apply for a Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
At Cleveland Clinic, you set your course. Not journey takes an unexpected turn. You seek out the experts who've conquered it before, and you forge new paths to help fight cancers. For every route to a cure, for every care in the world. See how we're innovating cancer care at Cleveland Clinic today.
Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-2300 for our rates and packages. That's 302-2300. Become a sponsor on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Struggling to find your financial rhythm? Make that move to Fidelity and let us help you orchestrate your financial goals into perfect heart coaching sessions. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
It's that time again for the 31st annual Michael Scootery Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic.
Bring it on now, let's go.
Whether you're a player or a fan, you don't want to miss this one. The action starts July 13th at the Hope Center. Log on to peaceonthestreets.com and register. That's the Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic, where we shoot hopes instead of guns. Game time.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.